Hi, I've snuck into Jacob's house, and since he won't do Reddit videos anymore, I've got a way to force him.
Help! I don't know how this happened. I'm tied up and I'm being forced to read Reddit.
Well, you're being forced to listen to Reddit.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Wait, this is arguably worse.
All right, let's see. My dungeon master, Christian.
Chris. Is his name Christian?
His name is Christian. He's not of the denomination Christian.
Okay.
He decided he wanted to do a Christmas-themed adventure and had us act as butlers. Other male players, also Christian, male 22, and I, Jewish, male 2. Also, they were! They were Christian.
Dieter, those are not their names.
Well, 2 Christians and a guy named Jewish.
This is a crazy one to start out on. Yeah. I am very afraid. Hey, when do I get to be free?
When you have one good take.
Oh, shit. This is not... Oh, no.
They were 2 evil brothers. The plot is that Krampus comes for the brothers. Okay. And since we have the same name as the brothers, he takes us instead.
Oh, that's fine.
Oh.
That's interesting.
My character is a Jewish man, and I wanted to joke about swapping the Christmas dinner out with kosher options, such as, okay.
Yeah.
Krampus catches us and puts us in his sack, where we have to pass trials in order to survive.
Okay. In his sack?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
In his Christmas anti-sack.
Right. Well, Krampus is like anti-Santa.
Right.
Right? I don't know.
Well, he steals children is from what I know about it. He steals the naughty children.
Good God.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't know that one.
He thinks we are the brothers. In the first trial, he says he has an assistant for us, to which he pulls out Adolf Hitler, who talks in a stereotypical German accent.
Wait. Oh my God.
In a stereotypical German accent and just makes crude remarks and tries to hinder the group.
Oh, that Hitler always making those crude remarks.
Crude remarks. Hitler, you're so crude.
The idea of being like, guys, I'm gonna play a game, and we're gonna run a game, and I'm gonna have the bad guy be Krampus. And oh, here comes his goon.
There he is.
The most evil man to ever exist.
We try to kill Hitler. Can't because of Krampus magic.
Oh, goddamn, I hate when that happens.
After figuring out that the first trial is about giving the gift of giving, Krampus's guard drops, and we were able to kill Hitler by shooting him in the head. I thought, finally, Hitler is gone.
Finally, Hitler is gone. Oh.
I told my fiance of 21, who was raised Orthodox Jewish, about it after, and she agreed it was very weird to do.
I think it's a little more than weird. I think it was strange, bad, and offensive.
The latest trial saw us having to empty our boss's bank accounts of ill-gotten wealth.
Okay.
I had to crack the computer and made it to a point to say, I check his browser history for any offshore accounts or other things.
What the fuck is this game?
To which the DM said it immediately opened to his banking account. We both succeeded in giving all our boss's money away, and Krampus starts a spiel. He says, you got rid of all the money you had in America.
No, the tariff checks.
Oh,
no!
God. To which I immediately said, I checked the browser history and you told me I didn't need to. He got butthurt and said, you know what? Fine. Me, you win. It was supposed to be a red herring about it being your wealth and not your boss's. But since I can't do my DM thing, we'll just let you win. I'm a big hater when it comes to DMs trying to storify their games.
Hey, AOP, I'm also a big hater of when Adolf Hitler shows up in the campaign for some reason.
With you on that one. He gets mad and says, me is gonna hate this next one. Ooh.
Okay.
He puts us as Native Americans, where the other player was a chieftain, and I was an old man. I chose to be old. Yeah.
I chose to be old.
I chose to be old.
I wanted to be old.
Our goal was to evacuate a town of Native Americans, but Hitler is somehow back, and he makes it to a point to...
Okay, wait. Bringing in Hitler one time.
Again.
With your Jewish friend.
Mm-hmm.
Bad. Bringing in Hitler a second time to do something that he never did.
Jeez.
It's crazy.
Our goal was to evacuate a town of Native Americans, but Hitler is somehow back and makes it a point to have us thrown in jail. We escape. We combat Hitler. I get low and am using Hitler as a meat shield. Where I'm prone on my back and he's on top of me. And the DM rules that if he rolls under a 12, he will hit Hitler. And over a 12, he will hit only me. Okay. He rolls over a 12 and knocks me out, I'm assuming. Then the other player kills Hitler and tells his men to stand down. No roll.
Okay.
They stabilize me, and I make it a point to say, I start kicking Hitler's dead body.
I make it a point. I make sure everybody knows that I'm kicking Hitler's dead body.
The DM is trying to make it as though I'm stealing other players' spotlight. By kicking Hitler, you're taking attention away from everyone else by being too based. To which I say I stick Hitler's head on a spear and parade it around town.
And that's right. And that's right.
He ends the session and says he can't deal with me anymore.
Dude, I can't deal with you putting Hitler's head on a spear.
Dude, what if he doesn't know? What if he just made up a name? It's just a name I've heard, guys. It's just a name I've heard.
Sounds important. Anyways, here's the next villain, Benito Mussolini.
Oh my. I left the game fully, but now my DM and the other players are mad at me for ruining their fun. Am I the asshole?
You put Hitler in the game!
Let me scroll back up. Just check how old. Yeah, 35 and 22.
What in the hell?
Like,
my dungeon master, Christian M35, put Hitler in his game.
Am I the asshole?
Am I the asshole? That is insane. You are not at all. This is a reasonable response. If anything, I would have done more.
Right.
I think the best part of this story is when they go, like, Hitler's in the game and they immediately try to kill him.
They're like, all right, dead. All right, you know what? That's a good take.
Yeah, I'm free. Yay. Well, I don't think it can get worse than that.
No, dude, no, not at all.
All right,
what's this next one? Am I the asshole for getting kicked out of my D&D group?
This is labeled asshole.
This is labeled asshole.
So maybe Reddit's wrong. Reddit.
Yeah. What if we agree with him? Just to clarify, English is not my first language, and I'm not the great with pronunciation. Me neither, my guy. Punctuation. There you go. See.
I believed you. So
yeah.
Also,
so sorry about that.
Also same. Yeah.
So to start things off, I'll start with how I got kicked out. So a while back, I think last year, when I went to an anime and gaming convention held there in Birmingham at Edgbaston.
Okay, Edgbaston. Got it.
Edgbaston Stadium with my friends that were part of the D&D group. However, there were only one person I didn't know personally. Okay, since I got introduced to him for the first time when I was meeting up with the friends there. Let's call him Oz, who I know since year 7 from secondary all the way up to college, because we decided to meet at my place. And take a taxi from there. Okay, we don't need that much detail. But
we took a taxi and then I stopped by for Taco Bell. And
I got the number 3.
Yeah.
So he introduced me to that person who he knew and was friends with for a while. And he seemed like a cool guy and chill dude. Anyway, we went to the anime and gaming convention, had fun, and then went to a hotel that our friends were staying at since they lived far away, so they had to get a hotel and attend the anime. Blah, blah, blah. So once we got to our friend's hotel, we started the drinking game, but only 3 people, including me, out of the 5 were drinking since my friend's girlfriend wasn't drinking and neither was Oz. So it was only me, the friend he introduced me, and the other friend. Let's call him Zach. And we finished the first bottle of Smirnoff vodka.
Oh my God.
No problem. We weren't drinking till we were wasted since we still had to get back home. I wasn't feeling tipsy, just a slight buzz, so I could keep going. So we got to the second bottle. Oof, but halfway through the second bottle, I all of a sudden blacked out. And don't remember much of anything.
I don't think you had a buzz, my guy.
I was feeling just fine, and then all of a sudden...
I think blacked out, he doesn't remember it.
That's right. Okay, sorry. No, I don't drink a lot. Then that I was Okay, so the next thing he remembers is that he was throwing up on the pavement, where he was sitting down, and then he woke up in his bed, which was extremely confusing, as I didn't drink past my limit. But you blacked out. Isn't that past your limit?
He's like, no, dude.
No, keep going.
My limit is when I start floating. I'll black out. I'll start floating. I get possessed by Pazuzu.
Oh, dude.
It's a crazy time. So That was just my soft.
That was, yeah. that was my current cap. And even if I were to, I'd still at least remember most of what happened. So I decided to call my friends and ask what the hell happened, only to learn that I was being extremely racist, acting extremely homosexual,
What?
and I tried to have sex with my friend's girlfriend. Do you want me to put the ropes back on?
Tie me back up. I'm about to run away.
So after I learned all of that, I started to apologize because it was extremely embarrassing behavior and inappropriate, and I don't even remember doing any of that. So he apologized.
I think that should be your limit.
My limit is racing. After apologizing to all my friends, I then texted the DM that I might have to leave the D&D group since I didn't want to make Zach's girlfriend uncomfortable by being there, since she was part of the D&D group. However, the DM said not to worry because he decides that, and that he kicked me out before I texted him. And then when I started to tell him what happened, he said it's none of his business since it's between me and the people involved, and that even if they did forgive me, he still wouldn't let me join back in. After all of this happened, I later learned that I had my drink spiked by someone in the group. We had a drinking game since I had all the symptoms of being spiked.
If it was spiked, that means that he was drinking way more than he thought he was. So if he had a drink and he knew it was like if it was like 30%, somebody added something to it, making it like 60.
I see.
That would explain why he got drunk really fast. Unfortunately, if one of my friends, when becoming blackout drunk, became racist, I think I wouldn't want to be around them anymore.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame getting drunker than you thought you would on that. That's insane. Just the fact that people are like, sorry, I did all that horrible stuff, I was drunk. That's not an excuse, my guy.
Unfortunately, alcohol you do not become possessed when you drink alcohol. It's that your filter is gone.
Right.
It's that, this is kind of, in a weird way, how you really are. And the part of you that you filter out from the people around you. No, it's not right that this guy got spiked basically and drank a bunch.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's not your fault. Your fault is how you acted on like afterwards, though. So
honestly, beyond sorry, I'm forgetting other things. Right. Beyond the being racist and acting extremely homosexual, whatever. Trying to force themselves onto the girlfriend is insane.
Yeah.
Even if I was blackout drunk, I don't think I would ever do that. You know, your brain is still functioning.
Good on the DM though, because I think he was literally just being like, dude, I heard about stuff. You're out. Like,
no, I mean, that's how it should be.
100%.
Unfortunately, while you're drunk, you are to blame for your actions. If you kill somebody while you're drunk, you still killed that guy.
Real quick, let me see how much is in a Smirnoff vodka.
A lot.
50%.
That's what?
That's crazy.
Let me try to buy it. And let me see if it's the same.
That's the 80 proof.
This one's 80 proof. It's going to be like, this is more the common one that I see.
Okay.
And I think this one's like 40. I mean, even then, like 35, 40. Okay. That's still a lot. You drank an entire bottle of this. Yeah. If I had 2 to 3 shots of that, I'm drunk. 3 people drank a bottle and a half of Smirnoff. Yeah, you're fucked up. I don't think you got spiked, bro.
Next story. Am I the asshole? I went off on my D&D player after years of sitting idle. Ooh.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
The
idea is a Goliath who was kicked out of his tribe as they don't want him ruling it, and told him collect these 6 artifacts, and he may return and take his place as the ruler. The first issue is that these 6 artifacts would have been left by supposed giant gods. I never mentioned there being such gods in my world, but I let him go on. So the first thing I told him was that I didn't like the idea of giving him 6 artifact level items, as they rarely get 2 in my games.
Okay.
Come today when I pitched the idea of the next campaign, and he said it would be based around the layers of hell. So nothing really relating to going around the world, which he then said, I'll have to make a new character then. And at first went on about how the characters was half tiefling. By this point, I kind of forgot the character, so I questioned.
Okay.
Well, he is throwing, I think, like 2-3 characters at him.
Okay.
So I questioned why the character wouldn't work. And then he reminded me that it was the character who wants to collect the 6 artifacts. So I basically told them that for a character like that to work, I would basically have to make the campaign center around just that, which would make it a game for him with C simply there tagging along. I'm assuming C is the other character or the other player.
Okay.
Which wouldn't be fun, IMO. I won't lie when I say his response set me off a bit. Him, G.
Okay.
If a player character coming into a campaign with a goal that involves trying to find stuff is something that is too complex for you to think of a way to implement into an adventure, then I'll just make characters without goals for you then. Me. Your entire goal with this character is to have him travel the entire world with the only goal to find these artifacts, in which I have already said that I dislike because of the fact that you want 6. And then you have the balls to complain when I don't want to use your character after a campaign has ended. You sit there saying that each of these artifacts would be found here, over there, and here, as if I shouldn't have a say in where they would be.
Oh, that's
annoying. Even if I did this idea, in which again you decide they should span the entire world. So yeah. I'd say it's a little hard to have you focus on something completely different since you have a habit of making characters with one goal in mind, in which when I try to convince you to have them grow, it's wrong, and they wouldn't, but then in one session, you act as if their entire mindset has changed overnight. So fine, G. I'll make you happy, as I always do, because me and C don't get to sit here and have fun of our own. We don't get to play D&D without you, so God forbid we need to cater to your every request, or else you might just fucking disappear, and we won't get to play something we both love to play. So fine, G. I'll remake the campaign you cater to your idea, just as I always have, because you seem to never let me forget. You DM your own game, and you have been doing this longer than I have, so you're better than me.
I don't like either of these people. Unfortunately, this is one of those things where it's like, I don't know how this was said. I don't know how the whole conversation went.
Yeah.
Because if this was very antagonistic from the player, from G,
right,
then yeah, I think the response is definitely warranted.
I mean, obviously the easy answer for this is for them to change their character and be like, okay, what is your world going to be like so that I can make a character that fits into your world?
I don't think it's wrong for a player to have an idea for a character and have goals for them to achieve and to go to their GM and be like, I want this to be in the game. Like, I want to play a character who's going to find a Vorpal sword. Can we do that? The issue is if your GM's like, I don't really want to do that, you'd be like, no worries.
That's what I'm saying. If you have a strong idea for a character and it's really motivating you, it's really pushing you to like play with that DM, play with this like group of people, bring it up. If the DM, however, is like, I don't think that's gonna fit, then it's now your turn to be like, now I'll have to change my idea. That's what I'm saying.
Realistically, what ends up happening is that conversation doesn't happen. And I don't think that happened here. What normally happens is that the GM really wants to execute the idea that the player has and go, okay, how do you want this to work, and try to make it work and make sense. And obviously the GM can do whatever they want. I don't know if I necessarily agree with how they responded in the sense that they were like, well, I just don't like it. It's like, okay, I guess you are allowed to not like it, but your player's not going to be happy about that. Like if you came to me and you wanted to like, in our Icewind Dale game, you came to me and you were like, this is my character Pal. I want them to be connected to these giants. And I was just like, no. It's like, you're going to be like, okay, that sucks. I don't like, obviously that's the right answer, but it's not how you should talk to a person.
Right.
You know? So I think that going further into that line of like, okay, it escalated to this point. I, in a way, do agree that maybe try to work with the player a little bit to try to find out what you want to do. However, getting to the end of this, I think this response was insane. But if this has been a consistent issue where they constantly want this and they will not let it go, then yeah, I think that they needed to have a wake-up call. And it seems like that the GM has been pushed to the limit and is now there.
Yeah.
It's just like, I always do this for you, and you're never satisfied. And yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah. I'm not on Reddit a lot, but from the stories that I hear, I noticed a trend on Reddit where they will label somebody not the asshole if they believe them to be correct.
Right.
Even if they are being an asshole. Because here's the thing. This person, they definitely got to their boiling point, and I think it can be excused. But in this exact scenario, they were being an asshole when they exploded.
Yeah, no, I can understand that. The problem players that I have dealt with who have this problem, I never know what their goal is. They just have an expectation about the game, and they make this big grandiose thing, and they go, and now it's yours, and then I don't do it right, and then they want to change their character.
Right.
If I'm the GM in this situation, I'm like, oh, thank you. You made a very easy goal for me to put into the game.
Yeah, I've definitely been in the DM seat where I'm like, I really, really want to start a game, but I have no idea what to do. And I don't want to invite people to the game until I have a solid idea. I had a friend kind of reach out to me after I said that, and they were just like, you get the idea by your players giving you the idea when you invite them. So I think that's kind of the thing of like, this person already kind of had an idea for their world. And this just didn't fit.
And they didn't like that this person was hijacking it, basically. Yeah. I, as a GM, have rarely ever done this. I rarely does a player come up and I'm like, I don't know if I want to do this. Because I found that I can kind of make it work. If I'm the DM in this scenario, I'm like, thank fuck. You made up a MacGuffin for me to motivate your character. Thank God. This is going to make this really easy. If you're the DM and I'm the player in this scenario, I am not coming to you like, this is my character. I would come up to you and be like, okay, Dieter, I have a character idea. We do not have to run with it. I'm going to initially give you the out.
I'm writing rules already.
Yeah. I'm going to give you the out initially so that you don't have to feel bad if you want to say no. I'm going to go, you don't have to do this. But I really want to play a character that has like a really big part of the main story. And I really like the idea of having like 6 artifact level magic items that I'm hunting down. But if that doesn't work with the campaign, that's totally cool. Maybe we could just reduce it down to like 2 or 1, but this would be really fun for me.
Right. I really like that idea, but not for you. So I'm going to give that to another player.
Is that what he did?
No.
That's diabolical. Yeah. I was like, did I miss something in the story? Dieter, that's diabolical. Yeah. No. But you can't handle it.
That's like an advanced no.
Being like, no, you can't handle this. Yeah. I'm giving it to Spencer instead. I'd be like, that's crazy. Hey guys, am I the asshole? My DM just took my character and gave it to another player.
Yeah, and now I'm mad about it.
And then he kissed my girlfriend.
I managed to kill Hitler in front of him while he was drinking vodka, and he decided to kiss my girlfriend.
His punishment. He got really mad. Am I the asshole? That's crazy. Can I go back in the basement?
I guess.
Okay, cool.
Let's
Thanks.
get out of here. Bye, guys.